We're the Talking Hats, and we are back here for segment 3 of the show. We're going to get into some NBA talk
Here's
here.
A little bit and talk about the I can't even come up with a good nickname, not the Showtime Lakers anymore. Maybe like the Buzzkill Lakers, I can say. Maybe because they or the Lakers turmoil or turmoiling Lakers. I mean, like it just doesn't stop. This is like the Washington Commanders of basketball almost.
Like, yeah, they're the dried up Lakers. They're I mean, so my brother Chris, he had a Facebook post a couple of days ago saying he put out there run it back without AD, like keep the same roster intact and get rid of Anthony Davis. And that's something that everybody knows how I feel about Anthony Davis now. I call him Mr. Glass. I don't trust him. He's not somebody that you can rely on. That bubble team, that'll always have an asterisk for me. I know they won the championship, but since then and even before that, I don't think they had Anthony Davis before that. But after that, this season has just been a disaster. And without Anthony Davis, if they're that same team without him on the roster, I think they're better because he's a guy you kind of counted on to be there for you. And he never was. So if you know you don't have, if you know you can't count on him to be there, then you approach the game differently. I think they're a better team in that regard. Russell Westbrook has more of a role on a team like that, and I think if his role is expanded, he plays better. I think him with a bigger role kind of takes pressure off of him. So if I'm them, I like to trade him and bring in a reliable piece. Something I also proposed was Anthony Davis for DeMar DeRozan. Which team says no to that? Like, which team says no? If it's me, I'm the Bulls, and I say no. Even though DeMar DeRozan is older, I still rather have him than a fragile Anthony Davis. So,
why would you make that even trade though? Because he's playing out of his mind now.
DeRozan, the reason they might consider it is because he's older. He's in his mid-30s now. Anthony Davis is still around 30-ish.
Yeah, late 20s, I would say maybe. Yeah.
So but that's why you would think about it, but you can't count on him. So I wouldn't.
I mean, because I would have to say this. Magic Johnson was like, when they traded Kuzma, when they traded, Montrezl Harrell, and then they traded Ball away, the Lakers lost their defensive presence, their prowess. And not to toot our own horns, we said that like in the beginning of the season. Once that trade happened, the Lakers lost a lot of pieces. And they and the thing is, it's not about and LeBron and Westbrook going at each other or whatever that may be. I mean, at the end of the day, like they're losing teams who have turmoil will go at each other. It doesn't matter what the frustrations are. And when you see that, you can tell that they don't want to be there. And there's been rumblings and grumblings. I want to get your opinion on that. LeBron there talks about him going to Golden State. Do you think he'll jump to Golden State?
No, I know he would want to. If he had a choice, he would. But Steph has kind of nixed that. He said, "No, I'm good." So if he doesn't want it, he's the Warriors. They're going to do whatever he wants. I don't care if LeBron wants to be there. They're not going to acquiesce to LeBron because Steph has brought them 3 rings. So they don't need LeBron for anything. He needs them at this point, but they don't need him. And with Steph not being interested, that'll never happen.
And I also
Steph is the sheriff in town.
Oh no, not at all. It's just that like if people like to talk a lot of things about what's going on right now. As we stated in our previous show, clean house. If you don't like what it is, keep one. I mean, you're going to keep LeBron, and you have to clean everybody else out. From the GM, Pelinka's got to go. I mean, in my honest opinion, I think
LeBron is the GM.
Well, that's true. But I mean, bringing somebody that can tell LeBron to be like, hey, you know what? You may call the players, but I call the shots. And bringing somebody that can be like, go toe to toe with LeBron and be like, you're not calling the shots anymore. I'm the one who's going to build this team. You'll have an input in it because it is your team. But eventually I'm going to work with the owner and I'm going to work with the other personnel people to see who it is. Because is Ginny Buss still the owner now or is it someone else? Genie's the buzz, right? Because knowing how that organization, where the owner always gets involved in the picks since Jerry left, but it's just that it's something's not right about the Lakers, and it's really sad to see this one prolific team come down to the Commanders level. I hate to say it, but that's what's happening, and that can't happen. Not for basketball and not for the fans.
As far as LeBron is there, he's going to be the guy calling the shots because there's not anybody with the gravitas to stand up to him outside of a Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is too rich to want to come in and work. So if they can't bring in a guy like him to come in and call the shots, there's nobody else who can come in and stand up to LeBron and say no. If Magic were there, he could say no to any kind of move LeBron wanted to make. But as long as LeBron is in that uniform, anybody who's in the GM position is going to have to run any moves by him. They might see on the, they might see a move they want to make, but they can't pull the trigger without running it by LeBron.
But now you think that's a toxic place now, the Lakers to go to?
As long as they're not winning, yeah. If they have been a winning team this season, then winning cures all. Winning masks any stink. So if they had even been a playoff team this year, despite the fact that LeBron is the one calling the shots, it's not toxic because it's successful. But with them losing, it's toxic. It just is. Yeah, again, just like, subscribe, support, spread the word. Support us, we'll support you. A great weekend. Wishing a great weekend, everybody. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. And just thank y'all for being here and bearing with us throughout the show. Thanks for everything. Talking Hats, and we are out for this week.
Peace.